Hey everybody, welcome to the Two Fun Guys podcast. Today in the studio, we just got the Two Fun Guys. This is a Two Fun Guys special.
Yes, indeed. You just got a new job. Just tell everybody about that.
Yeah, so when you're out on the corner and you see a gentleman with a cardboard sign and he's asking for money, I manage them. I'm the guy.
He's the guy.
I'm the guy in charge of all those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good time. Yeah, man, new job is good. It's basically the same thing I was doing, consulting, like sales consulting, but I'm doing it with a company now. It feels good to have a whole team, like a whole team of people that are kind of backing you up on areas that I'm not super well versed on, like marketing and copywriting. Like I'm no expert in that. My expertise is sales. So you get a whole team of experts so I can provide better service and the money's good. So, I sold out, but it's fun, man. I love it. And then what it also allows us to do is have more funding to put into our beloved Amazon FBA stores, which we got some big updates on that. Why don't you give the folks a little update?
Yeah, so everything at the moment's kind of pure chaos, which is...
Tell us more.
Pure chaos, but also it's amazing, but it's very stressful. And it's at the point where I feel like I just kind of want to put my head in the sand a little bit, and not in a way of like, don't do anything, but it's like, I kind of just need to, especially for me, someone who is like push forward, ahead. I need to just like be okay with where we're at and just kind of not look at anything for a while. Basically, we launched one of our products is a product that, we created, that I created off of, seeing my clients come in. And it was designed for, holding Stanley tumblers. We launched it. That thing was cooking, dude. Cooking like crazy. And then
sold out so fast.
Maybe a month ago, we saw Chinese hijackers on there. And
well, hold on. Explain to the people what a hijacker is.
Yeah. So what can happen is when you're looking at your Amazon listing, you should always have underneath where your price is on your back end of your seller account, it should say lowest price, and there should be a green check mark because you're the only one selling that product. So of course it should say lowest price. If it doesn't, that's your first sign to knowing you have a hijacker. So a Chinese hijacker, and we say Chinese hijackers because 90% of them are Chinese.
99% of them are Chinese.
Yeah. So you'll see it doesn't say lowest price anymore, and you'll go to your listing and you'll see where your buy box is, and then you'll see 2 other offers, 3 other offers. So when you're on Amazon right now, look at this, and this is super important to do. Like, say you're looking at a supplement, right, and you see 2, 3 other offers, click on them, and you may see sold by, and it may not be the company, the supplement company. And if it's not, it could very well be very fake. And this makes me kind of like realize when I would buy like protein powder sometimes or like other supplements, and they would get it and it'd be like crazy chunky or whatever, even though it said it was from the same store, it's sold by somebody else. So we basically have all these different bots, Zing Zhang Zhang and Ting Tang Tong and whatever, that are selling. They've attached to our listing, lowered the price, they're selling nothing. They take our sales by, instead of selling it at $30, they're selling it at 15. And then they say, oh, it's going to be shipped to you in about 4 weeks, but then nothing ever shows up. Like I ordered from 4 different hijackers and they've all canceled the orders.
And the reason that you order from a hijacker is so you can sort of prove to Amazon that they're not selling anything. So this whole story is really a PSA for all of you listeners to check who you're buying from on Amazon, because you may very well just be buying from some fraudulent faker who's trying to sell some knockoff counterfeit product.
Yeah. So when you go to the buy box and you say buy, it'll say right underneath sold by. Make sure it's by the people you want it, especially if you're buying like a supplement or something you're going to consume, because then there's tons of knockoffs. So anyways, we had that. And then we tried a bunch of different tactics to try to get them off, and kind of blew our own listing up for a little while.
Yeah, we had to nuke everything to kill like a couple hijackers.
Yeah. And then now we have a couple other Chinese brands that have now taken the product and are now selling the exact product with their own photos. Well, actually, one listing is our old photos they stole, and then another listing is brand new photos that they literally created with Photoshop.
Yeah, they literally bought our product and then took their own photos of it and then made a listing, which, you know, they can't produce it because they don't have the blueprints to make the product because we invented it. So I'm very curious what they're selling.
So now we're in the process of, through this process, we've learned a lot of shit. So we've learned about patents. So we're in the process of getting a patent. I have like a version 2 of this product that's going to come out that I will not launch until we have a patent.
Yeah, nobody gets to feast their eyes on it until there's a patent.
And this thing's going to be fucking this. It's like, I don't know. It's the true evolution of what it was meant to become. I truly think
this is the Charizard.
Yeah. This is like the other one is, it's the little amoeba in the water. It was really meant to become like the human, right? And this is like the final evolution. So we got that going. You're working all day now trying to like download things into your brain just to get on-ramped. So we got all that. And then we're dealing with all those hijackers at the same time. And then we've also simultaneously ran out of funding or money coming in. And we had 2 big shipments for 2 different products that we just couldn't pay for. Like 20 grand worth. And so, you know, we're trying to figure out, you know, you're working a ton. We're trying to figure out all the creative ways to get funding. And so
So that leads us to our GoFundMe, everybody. You got to sign up. $100 donations.
$100 a month newsletter.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what we got going on. We just wanted to share a little bit of the chaos with you because, you know, that's what Two Fun Guys is all about. It's chaos. And I wanted to give you a peek into our lives. So thanks for listening. Unless there's any other ranting you want to.
No, I think it would just share more about what's going on with all that.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, like where do you, so now we're at that point. Now we've kind of brought in, because of this situation, we've discovered a lot of we've made a lot of connections that will help our business that we can't necessarily pull like triggers on. And that's, I think, one of the beauty of some of the problems. And when you get stuck in like hard spots in entrepreneurship, you have to get so creative. And I think a big piece is just doubling down and opening up our network. And now we have a connection to like a really good company that works on trademarks. We have another company that we didn't even know existed that also works on, you know, getting these kinds of matters solved that we had no idea even existed, even from other friends and coaches.
The only way over is through, right? And so we hit a bunch of walls that seem like they're almost unconquerable, right? Like you can't get through them, but through persistence, we found that that's led us to even more benefits. And like, this is the challenge at the beginning. This is the trial challenge, which sucks. And I feel like a lot of people would give up at this point. Trust us, we were on the verge of fucking giving up.
Yeah.
But when you push through it, you come out on the other end with more benefit, with new connections, with new people, with new knowledge. And so like, this is really the only way to learn and to get better is you have to fuck things up early.
But the reason I want to talk about this is like, and express it is how many times you never get to hear from entrepreneurs when they're in it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like, right now, we don't know it's going to be okay. We believe because we very strongly believe,
True.
But like we're not on the other side to be like, oh, this one time it was so crazy and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. This whole thing could crash and burn in our faces right now.
But that's why it's good to talk about all the feelings and thoughts and the kind of details about what's going on. So we can hear it, but I want to bring people along on that story of like, well, like what are we experiencing day to day when we wake up in our house trying to like make
anxiety, stress, rage. I could go on.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, like in between you doing like listening to trying to get onboarded with all your sales stuff, doing Amazon calls in between it, right? Me coming home, you know, doing that stuff as well. And then we're scheduling podcasts, and then we're following up with that. Then you're doing all the sales stuff at night and then running the podcast, right?
There's no time. Like there's no chill time.
Yeah.
And then we go to the gym. Like, and you add that and they're like working out is a huge part of our lives too. And we can't stop doing that. So it's literally from the moment you wake up, it's just hustle, grind,
Yep.
like stress, pull your hair out, panic mode. small break for the gym, come home, a little bit more panic mode, call Amazon, stress it out,
Yeah.
and then eat some dinner, go to sleep.
But we have done some cool things during these moments because I think some of the most, it's important to still have fun and go out and do stuff regardless of how stressed or how busy you are.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, we just went back to the Comedy Mothership for our third time, right? Little boy, what room is it that we were in? Little boy, yeah. So we've been there twice, both on Friday, like a Fridays, and then Wednesday. Well, who are the comics?
Which is crazy. Yeah, we go to this comedy club. This is why the Comedy Mothership is the greatest comedy club. On a random Wednesday night. Tickets, not crazy expensive. You show up, you see some local comics, and then you also see, who just take the stage, you see Whitney Cummings, Ron White, Tyler Fisher, who else? Tony Hinchcliffe, Brian Simpson, just like huge names.
Yeah.
Hilarious comics just on a Wednesday night.
Yeah, I really liked Whitney Cummings and her just like crowd work.
Yeah.
It was cool. That room's great, but they do need to make the chairs, especially the booths, a little bigger.
Yeah, Joe Rogan, listen, Joe, you can't call it the VIP booth when you can't fit any people in there. Your legs are just squished up against this tiny little table.
The whole time I'm sitting on the edge and I like have to pull my leg and pull my whole body in there and then back out. I'm not a 105-pound girl.
No.
It was you, me, Matt, and his buddy. What was his buddy's name?
I'm going to say Brian, but who knows?
We're going to name him Brian.
His name is Brian.
And
now.
you guys were in the middle, and then me and him were on the outsides. We just constantly had to keep moving our leg in and out and in and out. But it was still great. It just needs a little more room.
Needs a little zhuzhing, but fantastic comedy club.
Yeah, if you like comedy, you got to go there because there's something special going on there with all the like. There was 3 comics that came down from New York, and it's a magic spot. And Dirty Six really, every time we go, it's not that crazy.
Not that dirty.
It hasn't been that crazy.
No,
like it hasn't been really that crazy. Like not compared to like in Seattle when you go to Belltown. That's fucking ludicrous town.
Yeah, more crackheads.
Way more crackheads. Way more crackheads.
Well, speaking of goofy things, Brent, our attire today is a little different than it usually is.
We should probably talk about that.
Yeah, let's address the elephant in the room. Now, last time we did a solo episode, I convinced us to wear mushroom shirts. This time, this is your fault. So why don't you walk us through what we got? Who were you wearing?
Who am I wearing?
Who are you wearing?
I always recommend my clients get a weighted vest, right? Tactical Wolf. I don't know much about them, but it seems to be a good quality. It's a good quality middle.
It's a great plug.
Middle price ranged weighted vest. We got this in the summer or before summer. We have 3 sets of plates. I think this is like a 9.7, so it's 10 each side, right? Then we have the 14 something, which is like 15 each side, so it's 30 pounds total. And then we got the green ones that are 20 and 20, so it's like a 40, 50-pound pack, which that thing's, when you put the 50 on, your calves are absolutely fucking annihilated.
Yeah. Also, they're not bulletproof, allegedly, but I think they are.
We're going to try.
It says do not use as a bulletproof vest, but we're going to give it a shot.
Yeah. So this guy, just wear while I'm, doing stuff, burn some extra calories. Yeah. And then I don't know. I just wanted to fuck around.
Yeah, well, mission accomplished. We're definitely fucking around. Yeah, it looks good. I love the cowboy hat.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I got it on Amazon.
Oh yeah?
For like $30.
Did you get it from the right seller?
Oh, it doesn't fucking matter.
Was it a Chinese hijacker?
I don't have to consume it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, I have a question for you. Granted, you're wearing sort of like this militaristic vest right now. How many first graders do you think it would take to kick your ass?
How many would it take to kick my ass? Or how many asses could I kick?
Like if there was a horde of first graders and they're so mad at you right now. They're pissed, dude. And they're coming at you. And like you can fight them off. You're a big dude. You can kick a couple off with one fell swoop. But sheer power of numbers, like how many first graders do you think you could fend off before they just overpower you with strength and just those tiny little grubby sticky hands?
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah, all of them.
That's intense, dude.
All of them. What, a first grader?
Yeah.
First grader.
Yes, a first grader.
First grader.
But multiple first graders.
And they're just coming in droves.
Yes.
And they're like angry.
Yeah, they're pissed, dude.
Yeah, but I feel like that's the thing. If you took one first grader and you slammed his head into the ground and his head splattered open, all of the fucking first graders would run away.
No, they don't have fear. Dude.
Okay, I'll crack 3 of them.
Okay, but they're still coming, dude.
They're not going to come anymore.
Yes, they are.
Are they normal human beings that react to normal stress and
But
pain?
you got to suspend your disbelief for a second. We're not dealing with real
Are
first
they
graders.
zombie first graders? That's a better question.
Will you give me a real answer if I say they're zombies?
Oh, zombie first graders. Once.
Yes, okay. There's zombie first graders, but they have the strength of a normal human first grader.
I mean, when a dude does PCP, he's still a normal human, but then now he has like crazy
But he's
strength.
super strength.
Yeah, so like it wouldn't take that many. Probably take 20.
Right, but these aren't first graders on PCP.
I guess it's like more of a, but they're zombies.
Okay, so they're like cordyceps zombies when like the little fungus takes over their brain. So they don't have any extra strength. They're just coming at you.
So they're just as strong as I guess it would be.
That's what I'm saying. They're just as strong as a normal first grader, Brent.
I would beat the fuck out of so many.
How many is so many? That's what I'm trying to
I think until I just got tired. I don't know.
But like play the movie in your mind.
I don't know. It'd be a lot. It'd probably be really fun for a while.
Oh, absolutely. I'd have a blast.
Yeah. It would probably be, I could probably get, okay, let's think about this. So if I kicked one, so like, okay, so if you do like a kickboxing or Muay Thai class, you kick hundreds and hundreds of times.
Yep.
It probably would only take one kick per kid if it was a good kick. If you kicked it right in the neck, right in the head, it would for sure die instantly. And it probably wouldn't take that much energy because it would snap so fast. I don't know. If they kept constantly coming and you never got a break, can I run away and just like hide in a tree for an hour and then come back down and keep killing them?
No, you gotta.
So then eventually it would just be like, after 3-4 hours, you're done. Like, what are you going to do? You're done. Because you're just tired.
Yeah, it's like those video games where the levels keep getting harder and harder and harder, and you just see how far you can go. The high score is the furthest person.
The better way is like you go in a room and they release 20. You go in a room and they release 50. And you just see how high can you get to.
Yeah, it's like hordes. But then you'd be tired from the first, like they would stack on top of each other. You just beat up 200 kids, now you have 400 to beat up.
This could be like a new UFC thing where like then you space it out, right? So maybe you get a week off every time.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so you get to like fully prepare.
I like this.
Because that would be better, right? So you're like, oh, he's finally at 200 kids. And you're preparing for fighting 200 fucking kids. Right?
Yeah.
How many could you kill or fight off?
I mean, at least.
I guess we don't have to kill them.
At least. No. Brent, we're not monsters. We're not killing these children.
Oh, okay.
We're just knocking them out. We're just
disabling them.
Disabling the children. We're dismantling their power.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Exterminating the threat. I could probably take at least 6.
What? And then you're like, that's it.
I'm over it. I'd say a couple hundred.
I feel like you do 50, you're warmed up.
Yeah, beating up 50 kids is the warm up.
Yeah, you're really warm now.
Yeah, that's
all.
Like
bring on the 6th graders now.
Dude. Bring on the high school kids.
Those would be gnarly.
No, high school kids would fuck you up because you get the football players that come just tackle you.
Yeah, and those kids are like wiry and crazy and just all different.
Yeah, they're drinking Celsius all day long. Yeah, they're crazy.
And they got a crazy body odor that get on you and then just
gross.
Suffocate you.
Yeah, high school kids smell terrible, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Disgusting. Yeah. I could probably take a couple hundred first graders.
Yeah.
Easy.
Okay.
Glad we settled that.
Yeah, it's always been we had that question the other day. You did. It was an interesting question. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then we went to a show last Saturday. What was it? Ellis Dream?
LS Dream, yeah, we saw.
Yeah, first bass show. That was dope.
Brent came to a bass show. That was exciting.
Yeah, it was super cool. We decided to go have some fun because it's been a long time. Me and Tony, we've been ravers for a long time.
Yeah.
Big part of our lives and therapy and
like 13 years since we've been raving.
Yeah.
Raving.
My first rave when I was 17 at an underground spot called NAF under the East Marginal Bridge or something over in West Seattle. East Marginal Way, like where all those.
Yeah, the under the bridge area.
Yeah.
Yeah. Been there.
Wild spot. But ever since then, it's a big part of our lives. So we're just like, fuck it, let's go see a show. And you were like, let's do it.
Yeah, we haven't done anything fun in a while. We need a vacation. So we're like, let's take a little mini. You can't go on a real trip because we got too much work to do.
Yeah.
So let's go on a mind trip.
Yeah. And it was super dope. And it's interesting. So like we took LSD. We took a little bit of MDMA.
Earmuffs, Mom. Don't listen to this.
Don't listen to this. And you would think, okay, you guys are focused trying to build this thing. The last thing you should do is stay out till 5 a.m., sleep a couple hours, and then go back to work and, drain your brain full of serotonin and take a psychedelic that, lasts 8 to 12 hours or whatever. But what I've noticed, especially one of the first times I did psychedelics in the right way, which my sister got me to do, is as you age or as you stay in a very similarly grooved routine and you do the same thing in and out and you're focused on the same problems and you go to the same places, right? You don't go travel and you don't break up those patterns. You literally start to close down your mind and you block off creativity. That's why when you go on a trip, especially when it's somewhere brand new for fun, it opens your mind back. It literally feels like you're expanding your mind. You're literally opening new networks inside of your mind. And what's funny is you can feel so burnt out. You can do something that completely exhausts you. Where if you were to like, oh, let's just stay up till 4 a.m. and only sleep a couple hours, you'd be like, that's a horrible idea. That's going to make us so exhausted for the next week. But the benefit you get from listening to music and being on something that opens your mind and floods you with feeling good through all your cells literally recalibrates your whole being. And as an entrepreneur, it is essential that you keep, opening up the creative channel throughout your system, right? And if you're going to solve different issues, you need to take that time away to just fucking have fun and let go, because that's when a lot of good ideas come, or else you become more rigid. And if you don't practice that now as a consistent ritual and practice, when you're old, you're fucked. You're fucked. That's how I truly believe people will get Alzheimer's. People become like locked in their own mind away from the joys of life. And that's, I think, why people age so much, is they don't practice just having that fun. But it's a hard balance because you're like, even though we went out, it was amazing. Getting back in the groove of like our consistent workout is taking a little bit this week for me.
Yeah. And, they've done a ton of studies on what you're talking about now with older people, elderly people, and the consistency and the routine. And what keeps your brain sharp, they found, is just new experiences. Like even, taking a different route from work to your home, or brushing your teeth with your left hand if you're right-handed. But just even these little things where your brain doesn't get too familiar with the routine really allows your brain to, like, because that's what keeps a human on their toes, right? And back when we were early humans, things were never really consistent because there was always like this threat of danger. And so you had to make these different changes throughout your day. Now humans are so routine-based. So when you're able to break out of that routine, that allows your brain the space to think differently and think critically. Otherwise, your brain goes, oh, everything's the same. I can relax. I don't have to heal. I don't have to clean the gunk, the plaque inside the brain. And like you said, that's how dementia and Alzheimer's starts to kick in. So I don't think even the drugs are a necessary part of it. I think just going to a live music event with music that you really love, with people that you like, and just dancing and having a good time and getting out of your routine. Like, music is healing, it's vibration. Doing that is the healing aspect. The drugs is a nice little icing on the cake.
It takes it to a whole other level.
It takes it to a whole other level.
Especially if you know how to utilize it properly.
Yeah, and you can't go overboard. Because, like you said, there's a very thin line of just being a hooligan. And we've both been there. When I was 19, 20, it was just acid and Molly and coke and weed and all the drugs and just partying all the time. And There's no balance, there's no consistency, and my life was shit, and I was depressed for years. But when you learn how to find the balance, that's when you can really tap into something really magical. Because I can't remember the last time we did drugs.
Yeah.
Like this was once in a blue moon.
It's weird to say drugs, right? Because to me, I guess what drugs are things that numb you or you become addicted to, where like taking something like a mixture of like a half a tab of acid and a little bit of MDMA which are both drugs in clinical trials to treat ADHD or PTSD for veterans or whatnot. So if you utilize these substances in a mindful way, in a planned out way, right, in a way that you can recover from and rebound from and reap all these incredible creative rewards, connect with each other. Like we get to connect more, us and Roy, we get to connect more people we haven't seen in a while. And that connection also is super good for you. So like this is a message to our young followers.
Do drugs, kids.
Our young entrepreneurs. That was exactly what I was not going to say. Don't fucking go ham all the time. Explore, but do it mindfully. Do it in a way that's like well-being focused, right? Go out. But I see or hear of like 20-year-olds that are like just a bunch of ketamine, and then you're up and you're still doing stuff. And then you're doing it again later in the week. And then you got another weekend. You got to space that shit out. You can still explore and do all kinds of exploring with stuff, but you can explore with exploring. If you explore,
did you know that you can explore the exploration?
Hashtag explore.
Hashtag explore the exploration. Hey, I heard you like exploring, so I explored the exploration. So
Here, you explore what I was saying because
Let
I
me explore this exploration.
I lost it.
He has a firm grasp on the English lexicon, ladies and gentlemen. But no, you're right. I see psychedelics.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I'm trying to like tell young people like, don't go ham like we fucking did.
Yeah.
It was unnecessary.
Yeah, or you'll end up in front of a TV screen with a cowboy hat and sunglasses.
Yeah, look what happened
Look what happened to us. You don't want to end up like us.
This is tragic.
Absolutely sadness.
Yeah.
But I see psychedelics as, there's two ways to use psychedelics. And I've always thought about it like this.
And MDMA is considered a psychedelic.
It is considered a psychedelic. Yeah. I think you can take psychedelics and it's like going to school. Now, when you go to school, there's two things you can do. You can either go to recess and play out on the big toy and have a good time and hang out with your friends, and there's a time and a place for that, and that's fun, and it's a crucial part of school. Or when you go to school, you can sit down in the classroom, you can learn something, you can use that time wisely, you can figure out what is going on in the world around you. And psychedelics are the same way. You're just going to the schoolyard, and you get to decide: are we going to go to recess and have fun, or are we going to learn something? Are we going to dive deeper into my psyche and see what kind of mysteries and secrets are in there? Am I going to learn? And the cool thing about psychedelics too is you don't have to pick one every time. Like you can move back and forth. You can shift and change and mold between I'm having fun, I'm taking some time to learn. I'm having some fun, I'm taking some time to learn. But you just, like you said, have to be very mindful of how you're using these substances because they can take you overboard real quick.
And then they become your life, and then you're just so focused on those things. So you want to use them in a way to help enhance your life, or like you're going to school, you're discovering things, you take those tools or those discoveries, or you take that fun you had at recess and you bring it into your life and you keep moving forward with it. You don't just all of a sudden just use that all the time and overdoing it. And I think also having an intention of wellness, right? Like all different tribes would have dance parties, ceremonies of people die, people married, celebrate this, season, celebrate that thing as a way of releasing. And even in some traditions, dancing for days on end until the body is completely exhausted. Like in some of the, Amazon traditions, they say like weak body, strong spirit. You see that in fasting and like yoga and different religions and cultures. And to me, raving is very similar. Like if you go to a 3-day festival or you go to you are wearing yourself out. You are pushing yourself. You're dancing. You're having all this fun. But then after you recover and you integrate all that stuff, it is no different than what our ancestors did for thousands and thousands of years. And that's why I think it's so important. It's like you gotta you gotta just go out of your norm for a while and push your body to exhaustion. Push your mind, it opens up your spirit again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where I was going with that, but that's,
But I see what you mean. You push your limits. And I want to circle back to the intentionality of using a substance, because every culture did do that. They would have a ceremony over their plant medicine. It wasn't just, I'm going to go trip balls today. Like nobody did that. They would have a ceremony. There would be shamans. There would be a reason that you're doing it. And you can, you don't have to make a whole ceremony and have a shaman. That might be overkill, but you can bring a little bit of that into your life and into your, psychedelic use now. And what I usually do, we didn't do it this time, unfortunately, but what I'll usually do is, like, if I'm taking some kind of like psychedelic or whatever, you just hold it in your hand and you say the intention, right? Or if you're with a group of people, you say an intention, or even like a vocal meditation. And you kind of do that together, and you just put in a little bit of whatever your intention is. Maybe it's just to have fun. Great. But just let that be known and kind of speak that into the medicine, because it is medicine. Like, yeah, it's just a chemical and it goes in your brain and it does some crazy things and makes your brain go, but at the end of the day, it's still like a medicine. It can be used as such. And when you do that and you put that intention into the substance, it becomes a ceremony. It becomes something more powerful than just getting fucked up. And I think every substance should have that. Even weed, right? It's so common now to just smoke weed. Yeah, just smoke weed. Fine, cool. But weed is a fucking powerful psychedelic. I've had some way more powerful experiences on like an edible than like an acid trip. So treat that like medicine as well. Like have some ceremony behind cannabis. That's my take on it.
Dope.
Yep.
No, I agree 100%.
Yeah, but I can't smoke weed anymore. Makes my head go wild.
Yeah, I'm never really a big weed guy. Like I was for like a tiny bit for like 1 year when I was 20. And then it just slows me down too much.
What happens if you smoke weed?
Depends. I mean, if you get like a good flower vaporizer, it's a good high probably. But usually I think my chemical makeup, it's same. Like if I were to take like kratom or I drink more than a day or two in a row, my mood starts to shift in a really negative way. Like I can notice I become super negative, right? And I think that's just genetic makeup, like mom, grandfather, I think other people in my family history, where if I do like psychedelics, I don't have any kind of negative hangover. I always feel net positive every day after and then onward. Anything that's a depressant doesn't work. I mean, it's fun, but it just long term, it's already hard for my brain to focus. The last thing I need is something that makes it more slow.
Do you think microdosing psilocybin was helpful for you?
Not really.
No, you used to do it a lot.
Yeah, I don't feel like it really, I think it's better to take a big dose less often than it is a microdose.
Why?
Because I don't really feel like it creates that much of a big of a shift. I mean, honestly, sometimes microdosing just puts you in that little bit of anxious state where when you take like a gram, which is not a big dose, but it's not a microdose, it pushes you over into an actual state where you can work with it more and kind of reflect and change a little bit more of the wiring and things in the brain. And I think they've seen that with research that people who take like 1, 2, 3 grams, there's more of an impactful result post than just microdosing. Microdosing is fun, right? But I don't really know if it really helps anything for me personally that much. It's fun though. Like during the pandemic, and we're training people out of the house, I was microdosing all the time.
Yeah, you're stuck in your house.
Yeah,
there's nothing else to do.
And I was just training people out of our garage, and I was like, why not? Like, I'm just going to take a bunch of mushrooms. The world's ending. This is the perfect time.
It's true. I think microdosing got really, really popular during that time. I remember seeing
You think so?
Oh yeah, I saw so much content online of people posting about microdosing, and people were asking questions about it. And it's funny. I always kind of wondered why, like when we were forced to stay in our homes and you can't go out, it's like people need to they need to explore. And since they can't explore out, then they decided to explore inward.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, maybe I'll try microdosing, because I feel like it got really popular, and like Silicon Valley was, they're like, oh, we're microdosing LSD now, and everybody was microdosing mushrooms. And so people couldn't explore out, so they had to explore in. So maybe that was, I think there were a lot of benefits to the lockdown. So not before it, obviously, it's the wrong move in my opinion, but it was a catalyst for a lot of people to do something hopefully better, right? It bettered my life, the whole lockdown situation, and bettered your life, and it bettered a lot of people. I think they used it as a tool to make their life better. Some didn't. That's a whole other speech.
I think it also depends on you definitely have to figure out a good strain to microdose with, because sometimes I had no idea what strains we had. So like I would take like a penis envy that's super emotional, and those are always double strength that a normal mushroom is, than like a golden teacher.
For those that don't know much about mushrooms, penis envy is a strain of mushroom. It's a weird thing to say out of context.
And so I would be with clients and I'd be like, whoa, I'm feeling like super emotional. I'm like feeling this need to go do yoga and breathe through my emotions I'm feeling. I'm becoming too present. Not the greatest. I really want to microdose with LSD though. I'm curious about that. So maybe mushrooms isn't for me, but LSD might. We tried to do it that one day, but I don't know if I really noticed anything.
Yeah, I didn't notice much either. We'll have to get better at making the microdose, juice. But I think, I don't know, the way I see it, I think microdosing LSD might be more beneficial, at least for me. I've always seen mushrooms as the thing that gives you all these questions. I start to question everything if I take mushrooms, and things don't make sense, which is cool, right? It's good because you should question the world around you. But on LSD, I feel like fucking Einstein. I feel so smart. Everything makes sense. Everything is coming together. And so I always see like mushrooms as you do those and you get the questions, and then you take some LSD and you get the answers. So they kind of go hand in hand with each other. But I don't want to feel dumb and questioning things all day with mushrooms. I'd rather feel smart. And I have enough questions. I have enough problems. I don't need any more mushrooms. Thank you very much.
If you've ever taken acid, I don't know if this is everybody's experience. Acid is like more in your head. So like you don't, for me personally, it's usually, if anything goes crazy, it's just more your thoughts going crazy. And you can get visuals around you and your body can feel good and wavy or whatnot, where mushrooms can literally pull you apart, right? Like emotionally, it can just like send all kinds of weight. Like if I'm on acid, I don't necessarily experience when I'm in a crowd, people's energy as much, where if I'm on mushrooms, I'm taking on everything almost. Yeah. So I think acid is such a good tool. I mean, you've seen a lot of famous entrepreneurs use it to help them with their businesses. And I have many experiences when I'm on it, where I'm standing in the crowd when they're listening to music, and I can go into like a really meditative state and just workshop in my brain super, super deep. I can't do that on mushrooms. Mushrooms takes over my body, and whatever's happening, I just go with whatever's happening in my body. Acid, I can you can, like if there's a problem, like a technical problem or something you want to work on, it's like alien technology, we're working through it and like dialing it in and whatever. That's why we're like, we got to work on Amazon while we're on acid, because I feel like we would unlock all the secrets of just Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, LSD puts you in the flow state. It can. I shouldn't say it does, but it has the potential to do that if you use it wisely. There are things that I've figured out while on LSD that I probably never would have done without it. And I have to attribute it to LSD because it allows your brain to think in different avenues. Like you're not stuck in the same pattern.
Yeah.
And you start to see things more creatively. And anything that involves your body, like if you're trying to learn how to do a specific dance, or if you're trying to do anything that requires flow state of the body, or like, I don't know, slackline or whatever. Like if you need to do something flowing with your body, I'm not condoning drug use, but I'm saying maybe think about trying LSD, because it really taps you into this connection to the world around you that nothing else can really do.
Yeah, it's a fun substance to take.
Yeah, we stand behind it.
We are firm supporters.
Yeah, LSD is officially endorsed by the Two Fun Guys
Yes.
podcast. And this episode is brought to you by Albert Hoffman, creator of LSD.
It's actually sponsored by Dave's Gourmet Hot Sauce. Let's talk about Dave's for a second.
Yeah, let's talk about
finish this
Dave's.
up. We got a couple minutes.
You know what else we finished? Those 6 bottles of Dave's hot sauce within a week and a half.
Dave, you make some of the most incredible hot sauce. I discovered it. It was at Whole Foods one day, brought it back. I've tried your other ones, but your red, it's red hot, right?
It's a creamy garlic.
Creamy garlic. This sauce is
Creamy garlic red pepper. That's the
fucking fire. And there's the ingredients, we should have brought the bottle, are so clean. There's not that many calories at all in it, right?
No.
And it almost tastes like there's heavy whipping cream in it, like there's a butter or a cream, but there's not.
Yeah, you can put it on everything. We bought a 6-pack, and it lasted us probably a week. And so we're currently in the process. Dave's responded to my Instagram post, and they were like, "Yeah, we might sponsor you. Email this email address." So yeah, Dave's like, dude, sponsor us. We will blast the hell out of Dave's barbecue sauce. I mean, hot sauce.
We eat it all the time. And he's got a bunch of other sauces. He's got his habanero. He's got his jalapeno.
He's got a creamy Asian sauce.
Yeah, creamy Asian sauce. The jalapeno, the habanero is amazing because habanero has such a nice taste, but a lot of people can't eat habanero because it just gets too hot. Where this, because of whatever he blends it with, it never really gets that hot. So you get the flavor of the pepper, a little bit of spice, but it never really gets that hot. And you never have that feeling of, habanero, classic habanero. If you put too much on, you get to the point where your mouth's on fire. True habanero sauce is you can put 2 to 5 dots and you get the flavor, but any more than that, it's going to get so hot you lose the flavor. This, you can pour on like spaghetti sauce.
You can drink this. Yeah,
you can literally, drink
it is. I've literally I took a whole bottle and I marinated a chicken.
Yeah.
I just like 3 chicken breasts. I poured the whole bottle of Dave's sauce, marinated it for a couple hours, and then cooked it in the cast iron. It was the greatest chicken I've ever had.
Yeah.
It was just hot sauce.
Next time, we should bring like 4 or 5 bowls. We got to try his other, like, what is that other sauce that he's selling now? It's like a pink sauce, Zeke sauce.
Yeah.
We got to try that. Should bring bowls, have chips, and our next guest, we'll have him try Dave's.
Yeah. I like that.
He's got to try Dave's.
Let's just keep bringing Dave's and talking about it until finally they give us a lifetime supply.
Yeah.
We'll wear them down.
What we need a vat. No, we should fill our cold plunge.
We should fill the Arctic Fox cold plunge. Dave, okay, here's a collaboration idea. We own a cold plunge brand, a company of cold plunges. We're going to fill, with your help, a cold plunge filled with Dave's creamy garlic red pepper sauce. And then I will drink my way out.
We'll have a drinking out contest.
Yeah.
Yeah. First one out. We just have an unlimited bag of chips to just scoop it in.
Honestly, I'm in. Give me a little bit of acid and some Dave's hot sauce, and I'm ready to party, dude.
Nice. Maybe we'll do that when we start throwing house parties.
Yeah.
Well, next time, I think I want to talk about, me and Tony, we have this podcast together. We have our businesses together. I want to share next time about why we're so determined to be successful, what success looks like, and the cool shit we want to do when we reach there. Like the parties and the warehouses we want to build, like create for fun, and all the shit we want to do, and our why of all this.
Yeah, because life, to be honest, is pretty boring right now. Like, we're very thankful for it, but all we do is work and work out and eat food.
Yeah.
And we love the podcast. It's super fun, obviously. But yeah, a lot of the hard work and what we're putting in now, and the reason we don't like do anything, is for the benefit of the future. And we want to share that with you, of what the plan is.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So guys, we appreciate you following us. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Two Fun Guys Podcast,
YouTube,
Spotify. We're trying to drop one episode every week, Tuesday, 2 o'clock CST. And if you have any questions or comments, hit us up. And twofunguysbiz@gmail.com. You can always hit us up on there as well.
Mm-hmm.
And anything else?
I think that's everything. Appreciate all of you listeners, and have a fantastic day, and we'll see you soon.
See y'all later.
Partner.